All right, it's like 11 p.m. right now. I'm just logging in to talk about this. My last video, the first self analysis, my family didn't really love it so much, and I just kind of wanted to clear up that, like, my family's awesome. They are, they support me financially, all this other stuff, whatever. There's the main thing I wanted to talk about though is just value systems, where the value systems just differ. So specifically, say for example, I when growing up, I've always been the person that I skipped school. I skipped school a lot. Like, I was a big turning point for my parents, or just something that like got them angry, of course, which is completely understandable as parents. And I never get mad at them for getting mad at me for skipping. Because the thing is, once again, it makes sense. There's a value system where my value system has always differed compared to them. Say for example, like, it's like I never valued school that much, just because everything I've always wanted to do, and you can ask them, like, regardless of me like flunking school and all of that, and it's not because I couldn't do it. Like, all the teachers said I was smart, I just didn't go to class, I didn't want to do it, and I preferred to do other things, which is like playing basketball, video editing. I used to make funny videos before most people were trying to make funny videos, and now it's mad normal. Always doing things that people usually didn't do, doing a lot of creative endeavors in general. And the specific thing I was explaining to my dad was like, judging my past, like my parents would say, like, in terms of specifically academically, I was a horrible kid. In terms of like getting along with everyone, and the personality part, it was a great kid, great. But what do you call it? The thing that I was explaining to them is that, as I said, in general, like, even if you think about entrepreneurs or anything, growing up is like, I was probably like a clear example of a kid that you can almost say needs to be an entrepreneur in general, just because I've always gone into, like, when I have a creative endeavor, it's like I kind of just go all in. It's just like, all right, I'm not focusing on anything else. It's like school, it's like, nah, I'm good. You want me to go somewhere else? Nah, I'm fine. I'm doing this thing and I'm gonna do it well. And you can ask my parents. Like, I had a YouTube channel when I was like 12. I think I had about, like, at the time, I think the YouTube channel is gone, but I think I had like 1.85k subscribers. I used to make anime music videos. And what's the word? Yeah, it's like I've always been about just like, it was like what I wanted. It was like, yo, I'm gonna go and get that. I don't really want to do anything else. And I understand where it's like, regardless of anything, I don't dislike my parents or anything. It's a thing of like, I just accept, me personally, like, I don't know about them, so on and so forth, but me personally, I just accept. That's just different value systems. As I said, no offense to them, but if you take like a entrepreneur and you have them look at my life, so on and so forth, all the things that I've done, they'd probably be like, yeah, it seems like your son wants to be an entrepreneur of some sort. He wants to go and create things. He wants to do things outside of school that technically would be a business. And yeah, but then you have parents where it's like, it's like, imagine, parents. My parents are from Jamaica, so like, it's like having like Asian parents or any immigrant parents where it's just like, college, that's it, safety, that's all we need you to do. Call it a day. We don't need you to do anything else. If you have a job, we're happy. That's it. And that's fine. I think that's completely fine. When I was maybe younger, like 16, 17, did I hold it against them? A little bit. But growing up, getting older, as I said, it's about a battle of value systems. And I know my dad was saying it's more like expectations, but like, value systems is expectations. They're the same thing, pretty much. You only have expectations because you have certain value systems, so on and so forth. Where, say for example, I don't know, it's like, what do you value? Do you value human life? Okay, if you value human life, then I'm expecting you not to hurt somebody, or the other word, I don't know if I can use that word, but like, you know, do anything to anybody, you know. And yeah, I just kind of want to talk about that because I explained to them, I'm just like, there's a difference. It's like some people, it's learning this as a child, where it's like everyone views things differently, and some people, my mom or my dad, they could talk to their friends and they're going to agree with them, be like, your child sucks. And then I don't know, you go to, as I said, maybe more entrepreneurial people. It's like the place where I work at now, or where I'm helping create content for and do all this stuff. It's like all of them look at me as I'm a kid that, where all of my potential has been suppressed because I'm trying to achieve, because no matter what, I've always been teetering in the middle of what my parents want and what I want, never just going for one thing, at least after like my 20s or whatever, if that makes sense. And yeah, as I said, just difference in value system. So like, I hope I didn't come off in any way from the last video of like where I dislike my parents or anything. Where it's like, my parents are awesome. I joke around with my dad every day. Me and my mom, like, you know, we talk here and there. She's usually busy and stuff. And yeah, my parents are awesome. I swear, like, I'm not even like, it's not like they're behind me with like, you know, something aimed at my head or something. Like, nah, like, you know, they're awesome. But we just had differences growing up, and I always realized that, like, especially as I said, after maybe 17, where it was just like, I don't care. There's a specific way where my parents think you're being judged 24/7, and everyone knows this when it comes to your parents. Where, say for example, I don't know, you can't have earrings or something like that, which some of it, that makes sense. It's like, by the older generation, you're gonna get judged a specific way, which is fine. But it's just like, I don't know how I got there, but anyways, what do you call it? My value systems, everything that I always valued, was always being an entrepreneur of some sort. I didn't know it was necessarily being an entrepreneur. I didn't know that when I was a kid. But yeah, like, you know, it's just, that's always been who I am. And I think I'm not one of those people that's gonna be like, I'm never meant to be a worker. I'm not about to be like that, but like, you know, it's just like, I just know that like I always pursued things that I really loved a lot, and it was a thing of like, I go all in and give up on whatever else is around me just to pursue that thing. And I mean, that's kind of like the thing of like being an entrepreneur, is it not, you know? At least what I've heard. But yeah, as I said, this is just another self-analysis. Just felt like I'd turn on the camera and just start talking. And yeah, value systems is a very interesting thing. I'll probably talk more about it in more of like a not specifically towards my parents type of thing. I'll probably try to lean off of that. But yeah, I'm gonna log out.